Section 6.2, the divider-chooser method. The first case for methods of sharing is when two people are dividing a continuous asset that can be divided any way that the two people decide to divide it. The standard method used is the divider-chooser method. This method is also known as the you cut, I choose method. And most of us have used it at some point to divide something simple like a piece of cake or a sandwich. One player, called the divider, divides the asset S into two shares, and the other player, called the chooser, picks the share he or she wants. Using the standard assumptions of privacy, the divider does not know the chooser's preferences and rationality. Both players will act in a rational manner. This method does guarantee that both players get a share worth at least 50% of the total value according to their own preferences. Not knowing the chooser's preferences, the divider's best option is to divide the asset into two equal shares according to his own judgment. The chooser guarantees himself at least 50% by choosing the share that he prefers. The divider gets 50% by receiving the other share which he himself set at being worth 50% of the total value. The basic idea of this one is simple. You cut, I choose describes it perfectly. This can get complicated, though, depending on the nature of the assets being divided. There are no new terms in this video. Question 1. Martha and Nick jointly bought the 28-inch sub shown below for $18. They plan to divide the sandwich fairly using the divider-chooser method. Martha likes ham subs twice as much as she likes turkey subs, and she likes turkey and roast beef subs the same. Nick likes roast beef subs twice as much as he likes ham subs, and he likes ham and turkey subs the same. Assume that Nick and Martha just met and know nothing of each other's likes and dislikes. Assume also that the sandwich is cut along its width. Describe how Martha would cut the sandwich into two shares, S1 and S2, using the ruler and interval notation. By ruler, they mean the ruler here in the picture. For example, 0 to 8 describes the ham part of the sandwich. Martha is the divider, so we need to consider how she values things first. She values ham twice as much as turkey and roast beef, which she values equally. We need to figure out actual numbers for the value of each section of the sub. That means we need to turn these words into an equation. So, for value ham twice as much per inch as turkey and roast beef, ham is going to be valued at 2x per inch. Turkey and roast beef at x per inch. This gives us Martha's 2-to-1 preference, and we use x because they didn't give us actual numbers for that. 8 inches of ham valued at 2x per inch and 20 inches of turkey and roast beef valued at x per inch for a total of $18. 18 is given in the question, right? So, 8 inches of ham valued at 2x per inch plus 20 inches of turkey and roast beef at x per inch equals $18. 16x plus 20x equals $18. 36x equals $18. X equals $18 over 36, which is $0.50 per inch. Ham is valued at 2x. It's going to be 2 times $0.50 per inch, $1 per inch. Turkey and roast beef valued at X is $0.50 per inch. Usually you would need to keep this fraction and not turn it into a decimal at this point, because a decimal would cause a rounding error later on. However, when the decimal is exactly equal to the fraction, like in this case, the decimal is fine. However, I'm going to stick with the fraction because that is the way that it will always work. Okay, the total value of the sub is $18. Martha needs to split the value equally between the two shares that she makes. That would be $18 divided by 2 equals $9 per share. Let's let S1, or the first share, equal all of the ham. The second share, S2, equals all the turkey and roast beef. Value of S1 then is going to be 8 inches of ham times $1 per inch equals $8. Value of S2 is going to be 20 inches times $1/2 per inch is going to be $10. But Martha needs both of those to be 9. Okay, so we're going to have to make an adjustment. We need to take $1 away from the 10 and get it up to 8. Well, what is $1 worth of the second share? Okay, well, $1 out of $10 is 1/10 of the second share. The second share is 20 inches long times 1/10. That's going to give me 2 inches. So I need to take the first 2 inches of the second share and put it onto the first share. So well, what does that give us? That gives us the first share now is 8 inches of ham plus 2 inches, and then the first part is turkey. And for the second share, that leaves me 18 inches of turkey and roast beef. Okay, and we need the values of those, right? So 8 inches times $1 per inch plus 2 inches times $1/2 per inch. 8 times 1 is 8. 2 times 1/2 is 1. 8 and 1 is $9. 18 inches turkey and roast beef. 18 inches times 1/2. $0.50 per inch is going to be 18 times 1/2 is 2, $9. Alright, we've got it. There are two equally valued shares. This is Martha's fair division. Part B. After Martha cuts, Nick gets to choose. Which of the two shares should Nick choose? Give the value of the share that Nick chooses. If we calculate the value of each share from Nick's perspective, that will answer both of these questions. Remember from the beginning, Nick values roast beef twice as much as ham or turkey, which he values equally. Actual values are unknown at this point, but roast beef is valued at twice as much per inch as ham and turkey. Alright. This gives us roast beef at 2x per inch. Ham and turkey at x per inch. Now we need an equation again to figure out what x is. Eight inches. This is for the roast beef, right? 8 inches at 2x per inch equals 16x. Ham and turkey at x per inch. Okay, so what does that give us for the whole thing? 8 inches of roast beef at 2x per inch plus 20 inches ham and turkey at x per inch. 8 times 2x plus 20 times x, and the sub is still worth $18. Adding this together gives me 36x equals $18. And again, for Nick, x equals $1/2 per inch. S1, 8 inches of ham plus 2 inches of turkey equals 8 times a half dollar per inch, plus 2 inches times a $1/2 per inch is 4 plus 1 equals $5. S2, 10 inches of turkey plus 8 inches of roast beef equals 10 at $1/2 an inch plus 8 at $1 an inch equals 5 plus 8, $13. This answers the question about how much Nick values each share. S1 $5, S2 $13. And we say that Nick will choose S2 because it's worth more to him. Question 2. David and Paula are planning to divide the pizza shown below using the divider-chooser method. David likes pepperoni and sausage pizza equally well, and he likes sausage pizza 4 times as much as mushroom pizza. Paula likes sausage just as much as mushroom pizza, and she hates pepperoni pizza. We're going to skip to part C on this one. When our textbook says that somebody hates something, that means that they give it 0 value. Okay, in this case, Paula is going to give 0 value to pepperoni. Part C. Is the cut shown below a possible 50-50 cut that David might have made as the divider? If so, describe the share Paula should choose and give the value as a percent of that share to Paula. If the cut is not a 50-50 cut, give the values of the 2 shares to David. Before we start our calculations, let's look at 2 things. One, notice that the pizza is split into equal thirds, okay? 1/3 mushroom, 1/3 pepperoni, 1/3 sausage. Remember that a full circle has 360 degrees, and so 1/3 of 360 is 120 degrees. We have 120 degrees of each type of pizza. The tricky one is the pepperoni. Since the pepperoni takes up a total of 120 degrees, and the smaller piece here is 45 degrees, we need to convert that to a fraction. 45 over 120 equals 3/8. The easiest way to do that, or to see that, is to use the fraction key on your calculator. If your calculator doesn't do that, then we can just reduce. 5 goes into both 45 and 120. If I divide out 5, 45 divided by 5 is 9. 120 divided by 5 is 24. Okay. Now we look again. 3 goes into both 9 and 24. So if I divide 9 by 3, I get 3. I divide 24 by 3, I get 3/8. There we are. So this is 3/8. of the pepperoni pizza, and that means that this is 5/8 of it right here, right? And this one down here is 3/8. All right, let's get the value to David. The share 1 is going to be 5/8 of the pepperoni plus 1/2 of the sausage. Second share, S2, is going to be 3/8 pepperoni of the pepperoni plus the entire mushroom plus 1/2 of the sausage. And as a reminder, David values the pepperoni at 4x, the sausage at 4x, and the mushroom at x. Okay, so what does that give us for the values? Well, S1, 5/8 times 4x plus 1/2 times 4x equals 5/2 x plus 4/2 x, 9/2 x. S2, 3/8 times 4x plus the mushroom is just an x plus 1/2 times 4x. Well, that's going to be 3/2 x plus x plus 4/2 x equals. Well, I have a 3/2 and a 4/2. Alright, so I need to convert common denominator. This is a 1, so a 1 is going to be 2 over 2. So 3/2 plus 2/2 plus 4/2 is again 9/2 x. So these two are equal. This is a fair share. So then the rest of the question is going to be, how does Paula value this? Okay, as a reminder, for Paula, the pepperoni has no value. The sausage she valued at x, and the mushroom she valued at x. As she valued these two equally in the pepperoni, she gave no value whatsoever. So it's still the same pieces of pizza, right? So S1, the first share, is 5/8 of the pepperoni, that's at 0, plus 1/2 of the sausage, that's an x. The value then is 1/2 x. S2, that's going to be 3/8 on the pepperoni, that's 0, plus, well, right here, the mushroom is going to be x plus 1/2 of the sausage. Well, that's 1 plus 1/2, again with common denominator 2 over 2, so that's 3/2, and then this one here is 0, so 3/2 x. Okay. The total pizza, 1/2 x plus 3/2 x. 1/2 plus 3/2 is going to be 2x. The question then says to give the value as a percent of the shares to Paula. All right. So S1 divided by the total is 1/2 x divided by 2x. The x's cancel. Gives me 1/2 over 2, which is a quarter, which is 0.25, and then as a percent, 25%. S2 over the total is going to give me 3/2 x over 2x. Again, we divide out the x's. We get 3/2 over 2. That is going to be 3/4, which is 0.75, 75%. There are the values to Paul of each piece, and since she's a reasonable person, she'll take S2 because it's worth more to her.